The morning I realized someone was willing to endanger my wife to prove a point, I stopped believing this was a neighbor dispute. It was something else entirely. At 6:40 a.m., I watched a luxury SUV tear through my locked ranch gate like the law didn't exist. Like we didn't exist. My wife's garden vanished under spinning tires, and an oxygen machine on our porch went silent. That was the moment I knew. If I didn't end this intelligently, it would never end at all. My name is Clayton Rivers. I'm 58 years old, retired. I spent most of my adult life fixing hydraulic systems on aircraft carriers' machines. Where mistakes kill people. Now, my job is simpler. I raise cattle, and I take care of my wife, Sarah. A few years ago, during cancer treatment, doctors told us something that stuck with me. Stress is the enemy. So we bought land. 200 acres of quiet pasture, a creek, wind, space. Sarah wanted a butterfly garden, native wildflowers for monarchs passing through Texas each year. On her stronger days, she'd sit on the porch, oxygen beside her, watching orange wings drift through something she built with her own hands. That garden wasn't landscaping. It was survival. Our ranch sits just outside city limits, open land on all sides except one, a pristine subdivision called Oak Ridge Summit. Uniform houses, identical mailboxes, rolls stacked thicker than law books. 3 months after we moved in, their HOA president decided my land was convenient. The first time, it was an ATV. The second time, an SUV. By the third week, it was a daily routine. Every morning, same time, same white vehicle, straight through my gate, across my driveway, through Sarah's flowers. When I confronted her calmly, politely, she didn't argue. She smiled. I've always used this road, she said. There's historical access. Deal with it. I'd seen arrogance before, but this wasn't confidence. This was ownership. Soon, it wasn't just her. Every Tuesday, convoys arrived. Board members, clipboards, cameras, measuring, tape. They walked my ranch like it was already theirs. I watched from the window as they stood in the middle of Sarah's butterfly garden discussing community amenities. That's when I understood this wasn't about water lines. It was about power. About proving that rural landowners were obstacles to be managed. Sarah stopped sitting outside. Every car door slam made her flinch. Her peace, the thing we moved here for, was gone. The stress showed up in ways no argument could fix. Medical appointments ran longer. Sleep disappeared. Her body struggled harder. Then the letter started. County notices, insurance inquiries, bank freezes, accusations of commercial activity, threats of fines. All of it traced back to the HOA president. One night, listening to Sarah's oxygen machine cycle in the dark, my hands shook for the first time in decades. Not fear. Responsibility. If I failed here, I failed her. In the Marines, we learned something early. Emotion loses wars. Intelligence wins them. So I documented everything. Trail cameras, surveys, public records. What I found wasn't just trespassing, it was a pattern. Access claims that didn't exist. Documents that didn't line up. Permissions that were never granted. Then came the revelation that changed everything. The HOA's claimed easement. The foundation of their authority had expired decades earlier. No renewal. No compensation. No legal standing. Just assumption and intimidation. Neighbors came forward quietly. Stories matched. Paper trails aligned. This wasn't enforcement. It was exploitation. When the HOA announced their annual infrastructure inspection, I was ready. Everything I installed was permitted, documented, signposted, security barriers lawful, visible, unavoidable. I sent one certified letter, private property, unauthorized access prohibited, security measures active. She signed for it. 2 days later, the phone call started, accusations, panic, threats, and then right on schedule she drove in anyway. This time, the warning lights activated. This time, the barrier stood. The vehicle stopped. No injuries. No chaos. Just silence, captured from every angle. What followed wasn't loud. It was methodical. Investigations, audits, document reviews. Claims were challenged. Records re-examined. The HOA president stepped down. The access claims were withdrawn. The county issued corrections. Quietly, officially, the trespassing stopped. The garden didn't grow back overnight. But Sarah returned to the porch. And the monarchs came back. I didn't win by being stronger, or louder, or angrier. I won by being patient, by respecting the law more than the people who thought they owned it. Power built on intimidation always collapses. When someone refuses to flinch, and peace, real peace is worth defending properly.